All right, today I want to talk to you about why Stellar Lumens is a great long-term hold for your crypto asset portfolio. So first of all, just looking at it here, this is how long it takes to confirm transactions, usually around 5 seconds. For a truly decentralized payment platform, 5 seconds is about the fastest there is out there. So that is great. And then, I always look at an important metric, how many transactions per day. So they've been here around a little under 10,000, which is sort of normal for all coins other than Ethereum and Bitcoin. But look at this. We just shot up here to around 30,000, and I believe the ascent has just begun because of a deal that Stellar has made with IBM. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But just wanted to show you this. Now, in addition to the speed here, the transaction cost per transaction is virtually zero. It's right now it's 0.00003 cents. And so it's basically free. The reason there is a cost is to prevent spam. So if someone was going to spam and flood with like billions of transactions a second, then it would cost them money. That's why they have a minimal cost, but the cost is virtually free. So I mentioned IBM has chosen Stellar for their platform. What IBM is doing is they are using the Hyperledger blockchain platform, which is the Linux has gotten into the blockchain game with their Hyperledger platform. IBM is using that for contracts, and when contracts are completed, they're using the Stellar network, the Lumens, to send payment. So the Stellar network and Lumens are the core of IBM's plan for facilitating international payments. I think this is huge, as this is, IBM is, you can't find anyone better, I think, to go to banks and try to implement these features. Now, there was an AMA with what was his name? Michael Dowling of IBM, and I asked a question here about, well, when are we going to see? Because I specifically said, hey, I look at this. When are we going to see? What are we going to see? Transactions going up? And I liked his reply. I said, hey, I can't say that much, but I would guesstimate that traffic would greatly increase. Now, he says after Q1, we've already seen this increase, which, I'm sorry, wrong. We've already seen an increase, but he did say greatly increase. So, no, my main concern, and the reason I asked that question is, IBM's doing this deal with them, and 5 years from now, it's going to launch, and 5 years from now. No. They're ramping up right now. And I have another quote here. IBM chose Hyperledger, Linux, and Stellar to solve cross-border contracts and instant payments. It is currently in 12 currency corridors across the Pacific Islands in Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, and they plan on doing it all around the world. This is huge volume, and all of the payments will use Lumens in the process. And getting into how all that works and why this is huge, it's a longer story for this video than I can do in this video, but research as much as you can about what Lumens is doing with IBM, because to me, this just shows that this is a network that is going to be integrated and growing around the world for years. Now, there are other reasons I love Stellar. One is, and the reason I originally got into it, this Jed McCaleb, I like to follow winners and invest with winners. I, buy with stocks, Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway. Why? Because Warren Buffett, that guy's a winner for for decades. Is he going to screw it up now? Probably not, right? Elon Musk, whether it's a rocket ship or a car, Steve Jobs, whether he made a movie or phone or computer, the guy's a winner. So I like to invest in winners. So I found this Jed McCaleb. So just a little bit about his history here. He created one of the first file sharing, peer-to-peer file sharing systems called eDonkey. Became one of the biggest in the world. He then created Mt. Gox, which was one of the first Bitcoin exchanges and became the largest. Then he sold it to the guy who ran it into the ground. Then he was a founder. There's two founders, but I sort of give Jed all the credit for creating Ripple, which is now like maybe the fourth biggest currency, which anyways. So he created Ripple, then forked Ripple to create Stellar. So, you know, Jed McCaleb, this guy just is a winner. So that's one reason I simply like Stellar, because he's there. Now another thing, they forked Stellar Network from Ripple, and then they rewrote the consensus algorithm. Now, for those of you who are just beginners in all this, I don't want to scare you here with too much stuff, and understanding consensus algorithm, comparing consensus algorithms may be beyond you, but let me just try to explain, which is, for all blockchain systems, you have all these distributed ledgers across many computers, and they need to all be in sync. So Bitcoin created proof of work, mining. That's the system they use to keep them in sync. The problem with mining is it uses a ton of electricity, and it's slow and expensive. It works. It's great. We love Bitcoin, but it's not the best way to keep all of the information in consensus, which we call the consensus algorithm. Jed created a consensus algorithm for Ripple, forked, and then rewrote it with this guy here, Dave Mazire's chief scientist, Stellar. And just look at his history. He was education, you know, went to Harvard for computer science, went to MIT for a PhD, electrical engineering, and then has been for 12 years professor of computer science at Stanford University. I mean, you can't get a better resume for that. And he created the math proof on their consensus algorithm. I have other videos on my YouTube channel talking about, I love the consensus algorithm, this one, because it's so easy to understand that even I can understand it. And I'm not even going to get into it, but that's why their network is able to be decentralized and super fast and sturdy enough that IBM looked at it and said, we love this one. So this is another reason to like Stellar. What else do I have for you here? And then, you know, hey, what about the price? Now, we've come, this is just looking at last 3 months. Listen, it's run crazy right now, but it's still, look at the market cap. Here, the bottom line is the market cap, we just went over $1 billion. But in the end, this thing is going to be worth many billions. Now, does that mean, looking at this chart, you know, it could drop back here to 4 cents tomorrow? But in the long run, we're going up. But that's why we do dollar cost averaging in, especially if you wanted to buy right now with the chart looking like this. You know, you only want to buy a little because it might drop and then you'll buy more. Or it goes up and, well, at least you bought some. So anyways, the timing can be scary when things, you know, if you look at this, I mean, in about a week, it almost doubled. I mean, that's crazy. So, and by the way, I'll just mention, Tai Lopez had a crypto meeting at his house. It was on this day, and one of the questions was, name a coin we might not have heard of that you think is good, and I recommended Stellar right here. If anybody in that meeting listened to me, I'll tell you what, they would be happy. It was at 11, actually, so it was October 4. So it was at our day here, October. It was at 1.5 cents, and look at what happened, you know. And now we're pretty sturdy, where it's up to 7 today, 7 cents. So this thing is running, so it's scary to buy, but you know, in the long run here, again, it's going to be worth many billions. So I love it as a long-term buy and hold. Now, in other videos, I'll talk to you about where to buy it and where to store it. But for now, this video is just to give you some of the ideas on why this one is one I think we can have some faith in. All right. Again, if you like the info I'm giving you, let Ty know. You want more crypto info from Dave. For the latest on me, you can go to davelevine.com. Link there to my YouTube channel where I'm just sharing what I learn as I learn it on that channel. So that's it. Good luck, and keep me posted.